Hey, my name is EJ Hussain and today I will be presenting a Pecha Kucha presentation. My Pecha Kucha presentation is on freshwater and saltwater environments, as well as my carbon footprint and the effects that I have on the environment. Freshwater environments. Freshwater is natural occurring on the Earth's surface as lakes, rivers, streams, ponds, and bogs. Freshwater can also be found underground as groundwater in aquifers. The Fraser River is the longest freshwater river in British Columbia, the 10th largest in Canada, flowing for approximately 1,375 kilometers. The river's volume at its mouth is 112 kilometers cubed. Each year it dumps about 20 million tons of sediment into the ocean. Saltwater environments. Saltwater is water that contains large concentrations of dissolved salts. The concentration of salts in seawater is roughly 35 grams per liter. Saltwater is usually found in the larger bodies of water, oceans and seas. The Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean on Earth. The Pacific Ocean is 169.2 million square kilometers in area. The Pacific Ocean extends from Arctic to the Southern Ocean, bounded by Australia and Asia in the west, and the Americas in the east. The Pacific Ocean covers about 30% of the Earth's surface. Differences between freshwater and saltwater. They have different salinity levels. Saltwater is 200 times saltier. Salinity of saltwater 35 grams per liter, and the salinity of freshwater 0.5 grams per liter. They have different densities. The density of saltwater 1027 kilograms per meters cubed. The density of freshwater 1000 kilograms per meters cubed. Have different freezing and boiling points. The freezing points: saltwater negative 1.9 degrees Celsius, freshwater 0 degrees Celsius, and the boiling points: saltwater 103.7 degrees Celsius and freshwater 100 degrees Celsius. Freshwater organisms: microorganism, the phytoplankton, fish, carp, mammal, beaver, crustacean, crayfish. Phytoplankton are tiny, free-floating, photosynthetic organisms in aquatic systems. Carp is a common name for species of freshwater from the family Saturniidae. The beaver is a nocturnal, large, and semi-aquatic rodent. Crayfish are freshwater crustaceans resembling small lobsters, to which they are related. Saltwater organisms: microorganism, dinoflagellate, fish, stingray, mammal, humpback whale, and the crustacean is the krill. Dinoflagellate are a type of marine plankton. Their population are distributed depending on temperature, salinity, or depth. Stingrays are a family of rays, cartilaginous fishes related to sharks. They are common in tropical and subtropical marine waters throughout the world. Krill is a shrimp-like marine crustacean, also known as euphausid. These small invertebrates are found in oceans all around the world. Sources of direct water pollution. Direct sources include effluent outfalls from factories, refineries, waste treatment plants, etc., that emit fluids from varying quality directly into our water supplies. Direct pollution can also be caused mainly by human carelessness or simply littering. Indirect water pollution. Indirect sources include contaminants that enter the water supply from soils / groundwater systems and from the atmosphere via rainwater. Soils and groundwaters contain the residue of human agricultural practices, like fertilizers and pesticides, and improperly disposed of industrial wastes. Atmospheric contaminants also derive from human practices, such as gaseous emissions from automobiles, factories, and even bakeries. The effect humans have on the environment. Humans play an enormous role on polluting and damaging the environment. We are damaging the earth every day and we do not even notice. For example, driving a car. The car releases carbon, which pollutes the air. My carbon footprint. My annual carbon footprint, 8.3 tons of CO2, equivalent to driving a car 6,483 miles, or 10,433 kilometers. The number of carbon Earths I would take up. I would take up 3.3 carbon Earths, which is below the average. The average is 3.5 carbon Earths. Annual water consumption, 625,610 gallons. My daily water consumption is 1,714 gallons. Annual water consumption charts / data. This is the data which shows how much water I use per day, the average of the US average, and how much water I use in my home, my diet, transportation and energy, and water used by my stuff. Transportation distances. Walking to school, 45 minutes, 3.4 kilometers. Driving to school, 9 minutes, 4 kilometers. Public transit to school, 15 minutes, 4.4 kilometers. Energy used via walking / driving to or from school. 166 calories burned per minute from walking. Walking to and from school, 1,128.8 calories are burned if you're walking at an average pace. And driving to and from school would be approximately 16.6 calories. My promise. I promise to conserve water, save electricity, and use less private transportation. I can achieve this by simply taking shorter showers, taking responsibility for turning off my electronic devices when they're not in use, and walk more or take more public transit to reduce CO2 emissions. We're excited. These are the websites that I've used to gather my information.